A really useful feature in VLC is the ability to record your screen. Now, I'm putting up a disclaimer for this feature, as the quality of VLC screen recording isn't great, but as a free tool for quick use, it's very handy. So, in order to do this, we come up to File in the menu bar, and from the drop-down menu select Open Capture Device. As you can see, we're presented with this window. So what we need to do here is choose our input device by clicking this arrow and selecting Screen. We're now presented with this new box of settings. The settings I'm going to recommend are what I found works best for me, but feel free to experiment to see if you can achieve better results. Here we have the frame rate. I would normally set this to 30, which is standard for video. However, I have found that VLC doesn't handle this very well, so I set my rate to half at 15 by clicking the up arrow beside the setting like this. This will give your video a slightly jerky appearance, but this is why I only use this feature as a quick fix and not as a professional solution. Another limitation we face is with the audio. You cannot record the sound coming directly out of your computer. You can only record sound from an external source, which is fine if you plan to speak over your recording live, which we will do today, by first checking this box next to capture audio. As you can see, a devices list has now been made available. If I click this blue arrow, I only have the internal mic option, which I'm happy with, but if I had an external sound card plugged in, it would appear here in this list as well. Now, it looks like if we hit open, it should start working. However, we need to click this important button first, Stream Output. This will ungrey out the settings button, and this is where we need to go next to create the settings and path for the file that we're about to create. So let's click it. Starting from the top of this window, we have Display the stream locally. This is where VLC provides you with a live playback window so that you can see what you're recording, but I have found that it only gets in the way of what you are trying to record, so I would leave this unchecked. Next we have File, which I'll come back to, and then here we have Stream, and this is for if I wanted to share my screen recording over my local network, but for today I just want to save what I do as a file. So as you can see, File is already selected for this. If we was to hit Browse, we could name and select where to save our file, but I have found that it is better to select our file format first. So I come to where it says Encapsulation Method, and from this menu I'm going to select MP4 as I find it the most versatile video format, but you can select whichever one suits you best. Now we can come back up and select where we would like to save our file by hitting Browse. As you can see, it has selected the desktop as my location, given my file a name and an MP4 extension. I'm going to leave this as it is, but you can rename or relocate yours as you wish. Now we just hit save. Next we move down to the transcoding options, where we need to check the box next to video. Again, you can select whichever transcoding option works best for you, but from this drop down menu I like to use H.264. Across from here we have our bitrate options, and for me I like 1024, but you should use whatever works best for you. Here where it says scale we can keep at 1, and now let's set our audio by checking this box, and from the drop down menu here select our transcoding option. I prefer MP3, but you can choose whatever you prefer. Across from here we have the bitrate menu, and I have found that 256 to be the best setting for me. And finally, I want my sound to be in stereo, so from this channels menu I will choose 2. Now this is complete, hit OK. All we have to do now is hit open. However, VLC won't let me screen record whilst I'm already using ScreenFlow to record my screen. So I'm going to close ScreenFlow now, record my video in VLC, then come back and play the file I recorded in VLC here to show you. Okay, we are now inside VLC's recording, but it may look as if nothing has happened. If you look at the clock, as long as the numbers are ascending, it is recording. Also, as I move my mouse around, you can see it's a little jerky due to the frame rate. Another indication that we are recording is if we look at my desktop, we can see the file being created. This file will be finalized once I stop recording. We do this by simply hitting stop. Once you hit stop, you will be asked if you want to keep this file or re-record under the same name by overwriting it. We want to keep it, so I will click Keep Existing File. And as you can see, poking just behind our window is the file we just created and watched. So, that was how you record your screen. I encourage you to experiment with the settings to try and get the best results for your setup. Head over to my next video where I will show you how to convert your video files in VLC.